G'day and welcome to the Weldforce 141GL Gasless MIG Welder by WELDCLASS. You've got yourself a great little machine, rest assured. Now we're just going to run through the basic setup of this machine. Firstly, we'll start by fitting the wire. Very highly recommend the WELDCLASS 0.8 Gasless MIG Welder on the 100mm spool, the mini spool, which is the only size that will fit in this machine, is the 100mm. So we'll just grab this spool out. Firstly, start by removing the nut on the spool post. So simply unscrew that little wing nut. There's a spring underneath and the cap. Make sure you don't lose any of those parts. Keep them in the same order. Now take note of the way the wire winds off this spool. In this case it's coming this way. We want it to wind off the bottom of the spool. So we're going to put it on this way. Replace the cap, lining up the little flaps and the spring. We'll get that wing nut back on. So make sure you put that wing nut on enough so it's right on the thread. You should still be able to turn that quite freely, but it won't freewheel. Next, flip down this tension lever and flip up this, and we're going to feed the wire through here. So just grab careful hold of that wire while you release it from the catch so it doesn't spring free. Reel off the bent part of the wire and chop that off so you have a nice clean start. Feed the wire through the first guide tube. Across the top of the drive roller, so it's sitting in the groove, and into the second guide tube. Once you have it about 10 or 20 millimeters into the second guide tube, that's plenty enough to get the machine started. Flip that catch back down and replace the tension lever. Now we're good to go. Plug the machine in. It comes with a 10 amp plug, so it's good to plug into any standard household outlet. And on the back here we have the power switch. Flick it on. Next we want to take the MIG torch. Remove the nozzle by twisting it clockwise as you pull it off. If you twist it anti-clockwise, the spring will catch and it will be very difficult to remove. Remove the contact tip, the copper tip at the end there, contact tip, just unscrew that. Put it aside. Now if you just pull the trigger, just pull that trigger and let the wire feed through. At this point you can just put a little bit of pressure on this wire just to make sure it's not slipping. If it does, apply a little bit more pressure, but no more pressure than you require or you'll overload the drive system unnecessarily. So now we've got the wire right through the torch. Grab your copper contact tip, slip that back over the wire, and screw it back in the torch. Make sure it's nice and tight. It's carrying all the current, so you want to make sure you've got a good connection there. Replace your nozzle. Once again, winding it clockwise, just put it on. And then if you like, you can chop that wire off just about 10mm out from the nozzle. It's great. Now we're good to weld. Make sure you attach the earth clamp to the job. You've got a good solid ground. And from here, this top knob, if you're running the recommended 0.8mm gasless WELDCLASS wire, the ultimate setting there is indicated by the arrow. So just simply adjust to that point, and then your power is very, very simply regulated from this bottom knob here. It will give you an estimated current or amperage as you adjust that knob. That will modify slightly to the actual amperage when you're welding. Don't be too concerned if there's a difference. That's quite normal. So obviously if you're welding 4mm plate, you want full amperage. If you're welding something thinner, you probably want to turn it down so you don't blow holes. That's it. It's that simple. Go get welding and enjoy. Thank you.